Okay, welcome everyone to our respiratory health testimonials video tonight. So we are so grateful for everyone who is gathering here, and those of you that listen to the recording, thank you so much for taking your time. And so we have 4 of us here that we are so grateful to share with you some hope for your health, especially when it comes to the respiratory system. So I'm Robin Cook. I am a local health coach and herbalist, and I am excited to share with you about how diet and lifestyle greatly has helped my sinuses and my respiratory system. Then we also are going to be hearing from Megan tonight. Would you like to introduce yourself, Megan?
Hello everyone, I'm Megan Troyer. I'm a natural health practitioner. I enjoy one-on-one consultations and just helping you grab a hold of the wholeness that God intends for your health in mind, body, and spirit. So it is my joy to see people grab a hold of a healthy path. Thank you for having me, and excited to share a testimony soon.
Beautiful. And then we have a lovely Heather here.
Hey there, I'm Heather, and I'm coming from you from Tennessee. And I'm also a local health coach and just passionate about helping families get their whole body, spiritually, physically. And so, yep, excited to share testimony tonight. Thank you.
Beautiful. And Jan, we have Jan Walter here too.
Hi, I'm Jan Walter. I'm a nurse coach, and I'm looking forward to sharing also tonight and seeing what God will do with our health through this meeting tonight.
Beautiful. Thank you all so much, and welcome, Pam. Great to have you here tonight. We're so grateful. And of course, as we know, this is for educational purposes only. So this is not meant to treat, prevent, cure, or diagnose disease. So we want it to be an encouragement for you. And please feel free to reach out to any of us if you would like to ask questions, or if you're curious to learn more about how we have received relief in our respiratory system. So we're first going to hear from Megan tonight and about her testimony.
Hello everyone again. Thank you again for having me, and I am so excited that I have been blessed with a new life of health. And it all began in 2018. My health journey began right after a health crisis that I went through, and God granted me a path of health success through the people that were surrounding me in that very moment of my life, very transparent season of my life where I really needed some healthy help. And so I decided my health crisis, I was recovering like at the very end of 2018. So here we go. The new year rolls around and it's 2019 of January. And I said yes. And I said yes to getting my health back. And I had dealt previously, before this health crisis that I went through in 2018, I had dealt with respiratory health concerns. And I went through a lot of congestion in my head, a lot of pressure in my nasal passages, like what can release that band, that's around my head so tight. And then also when a certain season, as we know, the pollen seasons would roll around, started getting itchy, in my nose, my itchy throat, my watery eyes, and the sneezes. And I'm like, is this normal? But I knew that there surely had to be some hope. So again, with the right people in my life, I decided to embark on a 3-month health journey. And I'm like, Megan, you can do it. It's only 3 months, and I'm just going to see what happens. But with what I wanted, I had to change. So you really need to have that want to. You need to want to help yourself, or you're not going to get anywhere. We all are responsible for our own health. Did you know that? We are responsible for our own self. So it was that January I started, and my healthy friends and a natural doctor friend that I work with, and we need to cut out the white starches. Let's start cleaning out the cupboards, and this was not me. I had to literally change. My diet was the starches. My diet was crackers. My diet was lots of pizza. Your American white foods, white sugar. a lot of processed dairy. And guess what? I didn't know this, but that was the inflammation foods. That was the foods that was causing the extra mucus overload in my brain, in my lungs, giving me that extra drainage that I did not have to live with. So you guys, when I started cutting those items out for 3 months, let me tell you what, I felt a huge difference. And then also I started a gut rehab. Specific products, yes, do help eliminate. You need your eliminating processes to get things out of the body. We need toxic waste to leave. And I will talk about that another time, but we do need to let our eliminating channels work the best by our nutrition and through certain herbs. So I did that for 3 months, and really what sparked my attention was when I was out in the yard that spring. So January, February, March, and here rolls April and May. And I'm like, okay, you all, I was in the yard with my husband. I was, leaf blowing out in the yard. I was weed eating. I was mowing. And at these certain times, again, right, I get the itchiness. All that respiratory concerns happen. I'm like, oh, again. But you know what? That season of spring, right after my 3-month detox, I was completely relieved. I was in awe. I'm like, honey, you don't see me sneezing. Honey, you don't see me, like getting all this mucus out of my nose. You don't see me like how I used to be. And I'm like, I feel so good. And because I tried a health journey for 3 months, I am not looking back, you all. I am set free from, just that annoyance or that paranoia in the back of my mind, like, oh, there's that season. It's coming again. I got to get prepared. I don't have to anymore. I have literally felt freedom in my respiratory health. And I really thank the Lord for the special people that you see here in this class directing me, and our dear friend, that's a natural doctor, and just certain protocols that really do help. It matters. Food is just not food. It will literally bring you freedom in your health. And I am thankful. And thank you for letting me share. So yeah, it really, really is amazing what you can do with your health when you decide to give it at least 3 months. Our body starts to heal itself within that 3-month marker. And I felt it. So, because here come, that springy weather, when you got to get the lawnmowers out. So I was thankful. I noticed a huge difference, and you can too. So thank you all.
Oh, that is so beautiful, Megan.
Yes.
Thank you so much. What hope. I just love, how hope just springs forward, from what you were saying. And so, right, and even in your hair too. And that's what we want for everyone here. And those of you that catch the recording, we want you to have that hope. We want to give you the tools. And so we're sharing with you our stories tonight, but then next week, make sure and join us again for those practical tools. So now, Heather, we would love to hear about how your health has been transformed too.
I remember the phone call, Megan, that I got from you. I remember that you were so excited, and our journeys are kind of parallel. Like, we started about the same time, and I can tell the testimonies are going to be similar in the root of what helped us, because my testimony, I didn't really have a lot of allergies, seasonal allergies, but my 2 special men in my life, my husband and my son, suffered chronically with allergies. I mean, to the point where we would be like, can you leave the room? You're just snorting all the time. It was so annoying. His noses were dripping, miserable. And so we went and saw specialists, and he was allergy tested, and it was horrible. And so they said, okay, you need to be put on this Zyrtec or over-the-counter type of medication, and it was the only thing that we knew to do, and that's what happens to a lot of people. We're like, oh, you have seasonal allergies. This will, start taking it in February, and I mean, the side effects from those things are horrific, and you don't really stop to think about them and how they're affecting people, and I think, there's a list of them, and you can look them up. There's a lot of just negative side effects when we're taking drugs. And so, but we didn't know what else to do. So that was the thing that we went to every year. I had to have bottles of them. I can remember for years. And then about the same time Megan started her journey, my husband and I started to do we did a great gut detox in January. I think we might have started in December, and also put Jacob in cleaner eating, and I think he might have been doing detox as well. But spring came along, and I was like, okay, we're going to, start back on the drugs. And I thought, you know what, let's just cold turkey. Let's just see what happens without taking that. And we've never looked back, you guys. It's been like 3 seasons, 3 springs now, and they do not have to take prescription medications for allergies any longer. And that's just a praise the Lord. That is a rescue to my family. I am thrilled. And so I have a passion about allergies because it was one of the very first breakthroughs in our health journey that we received. And and when it's your loved ones, and and they know now, it's like, if the season's coming, we don't have to worry. We don't have to have that anxiety that we're going to, we don't have to partner with some of these things. There's ways out. So I'm excited to hear more testimonies. And if you're watching this later and you have a testimony, share it. We'd love to hear about how you were healed. So thank you, everybody.
Oh, wonderful, Heather. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love, how the Lord puts you two together to walk that journey through together, to encourage each other, and now just to see, the amazing things that God has done. And so, wow, I love that so much. And how wonderful, that ripple effect that it had not only on you, but also to the rest of your family too, which is just incredible.
Yes. And, and the stick to it, like we, in doing life with Megan, we're on the journey together, and it's better together. It's better together. So thankful for all of you so much.
Beautiful. Thankful for you all too. That's awesome. And yes, we are here to help, here to encourage you, to be your cheerleaders and your support system for sure. And so I'm also going to share a little bit about my respiratory health journey. And so mine is, simpler, you might say. It came on earlier in life. So I remember in elementary school, I was the girl with the Kleenex box on her desk, basically all year round. And it was embarrassing, just to always have that stuffy nose and allergies, no matter what the season. And it was just awful. And so I remember when my mom had her health crisis when I was in 8th grade. So I had allergies up until that point. And then we learned that we needed to kick out the whites, just like Megan was saying, kick out the white flour, kick out the white sugar, even as hard as that was, and dairy. And I remember, I wasn't thinking about that connection at all, allergies and then these foods. But I remember that as I weeded those foods out, my nose started to run less and less. I wasn't as stuffy. I didn't have those allergies. And now it's like, what allergies, And so it's like, wow, praise the Lord, the power of what we eat, like Megan was saying. And so I'm so grateful, just as simple as cutting out the dairy, cutting out that white sugar, and the flour was huge for me. And I remember, because it all adds up, even if we don't think, oh, I'm not eating that much of it. But if we think about it, I was having cereal for breakfast, whether in oatmeal or, just shredded wheat or whatever it might be. And I was having that, and of course, cheese on spaghetti or on tacos or whatever. And then sugar, which is hidden in so many places, it truly added up. And then when you give your body that time, and like Megan was saying too, like it didn't happen overnight, but the longer you can stick with that change, like Heather was saying, making it a lifestyle, wow, how much clearer, we are going to be. It's just amazing. And also kind of like what Heather was saying too, it impacted my brother, because my brother, sometimes it was hard for him to breathe. And so when he changed his diet and got rid of some also environmental toxicity factors too, it made a world of difference. And so we're excited, to cheer you all on and to share some more practical tips next week on how you all can succeed as well. So any other thoughts about testimonials or anything here?
Well, I was just thinking that we as Midwesterners kind of just accept that allergies are going to happen. We don't have a tendency to be looking for something different. And Our journey has been not quite as dramatic as yours, but still changing foods and going from over the counter and prescription allergy medications to all natural has, we rarely have like a sinus headache or something like that. So it really has been a good change, not only in other areas, but in allergies, respiratory things. So.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jan. So true. So, so true.
It's a
Any,
good,
yeah.
that's a good point, Jan. I'm glad you brought that up because we're new to Tennessee. So we're being opened up to some new seasonal things here and getting our bodies used to it. We've all been okay. Just a little bit, maybe a little bit of drainage and a little bit of mucus, but it's interesting to hear the people talk about, oh, here come the allergies, these Tennessee allergies, these Kentucky allergies, they're so bad, they're so bad. And I'm just listening. I'm listening to people talk about it, and it's almost like you said, Jan, they're expecting it. They're expecting, well, this is how it is. And so I'm hopeful that we're going to be spreading hope to everybody watching this, that you do not have to live and suffer with allergies. So.
Amen. I love that. I love that. Well, any last closing thoughts before we finish off for tonight and excited for next week? Okay. All good? Yay! Well, thank you all so, so much for your time tonight. We hope this was inspiring and just giving you a window into the hope about that you don't have to deal with some of these things that we find so common. So tune in next week, same time, Thursday at 7 p.m. to hear some practical tips and applications. So thank you all so much, and God bless you.